Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Coming off an ugly Falcons loss. Wow, Mariota's bad. But you know what? Some good news. We were green in every single sport except NHL last night. NFL was plus 0.2 units. Was plus 0.2. College football plus 0.4. And college basketball, I believe, was like plus 0.8. So just barely, but we were green in 4 out of 5 sports. I'll take it. I'll take it. But let's put it to the side because it's college football Saturday again, and I got a nice SEC battle here. LSU Arkansas. Let's go.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, LSU on the road in Arkansas here. Line is Arkansas plus 3, and everyone, the public is huge on LSU early. 86% of the tickets on LSU as of Monday morning. Yo, but check this out. We get a huge chunk of sharp money that comes in on Arkansas, and then look what the line does. You would think with all that Arkansas money coming in, it would drop from 3 to 2.5. It actually jumps up. So here we are. We're now looking at Arkansas plus 3.5, despite the money being on the Razorbacks. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Arkansas plus 14. So that's a 10.5 point lean on the LSU Tigers here. All right, so let's break this matchup down. And the first thing that comes to mind when I look at this game is flat spot for LSU, right? I mean, they're coming off back-to-back wins against top 10 opponents. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Alabama. They're now in first place in the SEC West, on pace to play in the SEC championship game. Tigers Nation is fired up. They now go on the road to play an Arkansas team that, in theory, they should beat comfortably. If that's the literal word definition of a flat spot. But I just can't see LSU playing around with this game. Keep in mind, Ole Miss only has 1 loss. So even though LSU is ahead of them in the standings, if they lose this game to Arkansas and Ole Miss beats Alabama, which is definitely possible, then LSU is back down to second place, probably not going to see the SEC championship. So I can't call this a flat spot because this is a huge game for LSU. I know a lot of people are confused by this line, but keep in mind this game's in Arkansas. It's plus 3.5 in Arkansas. If this game was in Baton Rouge, we'd be looking at LSU minus 8, somewhere in there, which would probably make more sense to people. Home field advantage is usually about a 5-point swing. So let's match these two teams up, and we'll start with LSU's offense versus Arkansas's defense, because let's be honest, that's the difference maker here. Arkansas's offense can go toe-to-toe with LSU's offense. It's Arkansas's defense trying to make stops. That's where this game is going to be won or lost. So LSU's offense is official as hell, and honestly, I think they're flying below the radar a little bit because they opened up the season, if you remember, that Sunday night primetime game to Florida State, where they straight up got beat. I know the final score was just 24-23 Florida State, but the Seminoles controlled that entire game, and that was our first look as a public at this new LSU offense, right, with Jaden Daniels, Brian Kelly, and it didn't look too good. So a lot of us, first impressions are huge, so a lot of us were like, okay, this LSU experiment doesn't look too good. But oh Lord, have things changed since then. Look what LSU's done just in the past 3 weeks. They hung 45 on the Gators in the swamp. They hung 45 on Ole Miss, and they put 32 up on Alabama. Jaden Daniels and Brian Kelly just needed a couple weeks to get things in place because this is one of the best offenses in the country right now. They're currently rated 7th in OFEI. And Arkansas's defense just hasn't been reliable enough this year. I don't see a realistic scenario where the Razorbacks defense is able to make stops on this LSU offense in this game, especially now that Jaden Daniels has found his groove in the passing game as well. Have you seen this dude's numbers in the last 3 games? Check this out. So in the past 3 games against Alabama, Ole Miss, and Florida, so against tough SEC opponents too, these are Jaden Daniels' average numbers in these 3 games. 71.7% completions, 259.7 passing yards a game, 7 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 86.7 rushing yards a game, and 7 rushing touchdowns. Holy shit, is there anyone playing better in the country than Jaden Daniels right now? So like I said, I don't see Arkansas's defense making stops against Jaden Daniels in that offense, but let's switch it over to Arkansas's offense, and this is where things start to get better for the Hogs. That two-headed rushing attack, I've said it on YouTube several times. Raheem Sanders, KJ Jefferson, 230 pounds, 240 pounds. Having to tackle those guys 30, 40 times a game definitely can wear down a defense. And LSU's defense, it's definitely good. It's definitely top 25 defense. I think they're ranked 19th. But the thing is, look at who they've struggled against. Tennessee and Florida both had monster games on the ground. What do both those teams have? dual threat quarterbacks. And those are perfect examples. I mean, Hendon Hooker and Anthony Richardson, not that I would put those guys in the same class, but they're both quarterbacks with big arms that can run the ball as well. That's what KJ Jefferson is also. And that's your angle if you're betting Arkansas here. Your angle is LSU's defense is solid, but their strength is a secondary, and that front seven is beatable, especially if you have a dual threat quarterback. That's your angle. If you're betting Arkansas, you're putting your eggs in that basket. And that's a solid angle. I like that angle a lot. I mean, I could 100% see Arkansas scoring a lot of points in this game. The problem is, like I said before, I just can't get there with the Razorbacks defense and the way this LSU offense is playing. What's stopping LSU from scoring 40 plus in this game? I don't think anything. The Florida game's a perfect example. LSU goes into the swamp, dual threat, physical running team. They put up 35 points in LSU, but the Tigers put up 45 on them right back and win by 10. Which is why my bets in this game, I'm gonna play the over at 61.5. The total's that high for a reason. I think we're gonna see a lot of points, and I'm also gonna lay them with LSU. Go Tigers. I'm on LSU minus 3.5, so I'm betting LSU and the over in this one. Let's go. If anything changes with these two bets, I'll let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final Saturday tickets that I do, bet of the day, top 7 bets, parlays of the day, underdogs of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. College football Saturday, baby, a lot of good games too. I'm loving the board this week. But I also loved the board 3 weeks ago, and we ended up losing money that day. But I'm telling you, I really like this one. Let's have ourselves a good Saturday. I'll talk to you on Twitter.